right, so this morning on the program, we are decentralizing building and planning permit approvals in Lagos State using Ikoyi as the reference point. And of course, I can tell you, my guests, they've been around for quite a while. Let me bring them right away to the microphone. Town Planner Solomon Akorah is Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. He is also the head of Ikoyi District Office. Town Planner Solomon, nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let me get the correct pronunciation of your surname. Is it Akorah?
Solomon Akorah.
Akorah. All right. Nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right then. And he's been joined by Engineer Aileru, Oluwagbenga, Abdul, Rafihi. He is also the Deputy Director with the Lagos State Building Control Agency, LASBCA, and also the head of Ikoyi District Office. All right, Engineer Aileru, good morning.
Good morning.
And you're welcome to the studios.
Listeners.
All right. I thought we had featured Ikoyi before on this platform.
Yes, I've been here before. Yes.
You've been here?
Yes.
That's Engineer Aileru.
Yeah.
Okay. But of course, it's the first time Town Planner Akorah.
No, this is actually my second time. But
Okay.
the first time I was at Amu District Office.
Oh, all right. But now you're here.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so let's start with you, Town Planner Akorah. So how would you assess the build sector in Ikoyi?
Well, I think there's a higher level of voluntary compliance in Ikoyi, maybe due to the level of awareness. We have a higher level of voluntary compliance.
Right.
And it's also predominantly built up area.
Okay, so that's the reason, perhaps?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Engineer Aileru is not a developing area at all. Most of the buildings you find in Ikoyi are already built. Is that the case?
Yes. Most of the buildings you find there are already built, and it's an elitist environment. Most of the people there are informed. They tend to do the right thing at all times.
All right.
That is not to say there are no other contravention and infraction. And those
that come up
the
from time to
things
time.
that are from them.
Right.
And those are the things we go out daily to mitigate against. So that's what we do.
And Town Planner Solomon, would it be right to say most of the buildings we have in Ikoyi, they are very old? Would you say, I mean, are these buildings that were built in 1940, 1930? Is that the way it is?
I've actually seen a planning permit that was granted in 1952.
Wow. In Ikoyi?
Oh, yes. Although I can't recollect the name anymore, but I was also pleasantly surprised to see that.
Right. So it's not to say they are old buildings, right?
There are still old buildings there, but redevelopment and regeneration has led to replacement and redevelopment of most of those old buildings. Although we still have a large percentage of old buildings there.
All right. And for you, Engineer Aileru, so when people come around, what do you see? Are they approvals that are granted for perhaps to remodel or perhaps to rebuild? Is that what you find most of the time?
Most of the time, like you said, we have urban regeneration and renewal of old buildings. So most of the things you find there are new developments. But we still encounter remodeling and renovation development too.
All right. So for those who are listening to us this morning, they might not know Ikoyi that much. So you're going to take us on an excursion right now to perhaps describe what Ikoyi, or perhaps where Ikoyi is planted. Let's start with you, Town Planner Akorah. So where is Ikoyi located, and which communities would we find under your jurisdiction?
Okay. Ikoyi is that geographical area bounded in the south by the Lagos Lagoon, and on the east by the Five Cowrie Creek, and on the north by a combination of Lagos Island and the Five Cowrie Creek.
Wow, that's where you find it?
Yes, that's the geographical delineation. And in this geographical space, you have Ikoyi southeast and southwest. You have the Banana Island, you have Parkview Estates, and the Osborne Phases 1 and 2 estates.
All right.
These are the communities within Ikoyi.
Engineer Oluwagbenga, is it a big place, Ikoyi?
Unfortunately, Ikoyi is not a big place.
Okay, I need you to speak to that microphone pretty well.
The Ikoyi is not a big place. Land mass is not as big compared to other notable local governments.
Okay.
But almost all the areas are built up.
It's a small space.
Yeah, it's a small space, but built up.
Built up already.
Yep.
All right. So from the kind of plan that you have, and I need, town planner Akorah to shed light on this. So the kind of plan that you have, or is there a development model city plan that we have for Ikoyi? Do we have that?
Yes, the development in Ikoyi is guided by the revised Ikoyi Victoria Land Model City Plan. That plan was prepared in year 2013 to run for 20 years, so it will be expiring in year 2033.
All right.
Yes.
So what does it say? What kind of buildings can one, put up in Ikoyi? For instance, if I want to put up like a 20-story building or a 30-story building, can that go for Ikoyi?
The Model City Plan regulates axis where you can have different types of buildings and developments. You have low density areas, you have medium density areas and high density areas. If you are intending to develop a 20-floor structure, you most likely be able to do that along the high density corridors. Yes.
And is Ikoyi one of them?
Oh yes. What by corridors I mean streets where those high density developments are permissible.
Oh, okay. So you have streets.
They are restricted, yes.
Within a particular, so in a particular local government or locality, it doesn't matter. It's done according to streets. That way you can put up some high structures, and in some other streets you cannot do so.
For Ikoyi, you can have high-rise buildings along Bodilon Road,
okay,
Alfred Ruwani Road, Gerard Road, and Alexander Road. Those are the high-density corridors where you can have high streets.
How is that determined? I mean, why is it that, 2 streets away, you can have high-rise. In my own street, I cannot have a high-rise.
At the stage of preparation of the Model City Plan, studies are carried out. So it is the studies that are carried out that determines the zoning regulations.
Okay.
Yes,
it's not because of any particular kind of impact, or is it to say that there's a kind of way? Is that a drive path, for instance, for planes that are going to go through that corridor?
No, some of the factors that influence the designation of a corridor as for different uses are mainly one, accessibility. We cannot designate a high density use in a close. Where there will not be accessibility in and out.
Right.
So, and there are other factors of contiguous land uses too.
Right.
So all these are taken into consideration before we designate a corridor as either high or medium or low density.
And from what you observe, Engineer Aileru, do you have more high-rise buildings in Ikoyi? From what you see when you go out for inspections?
Yeah, we have more high-rise buildings in Ikoyi, especially on the roads you mentioned, Alexander, Bodilon, and Gerard. Those are the places you find high-rise buildings. Other things you consider while you are putting up such structures are environmental impact
assessment,
transport impact too on the area. So you can't just put up a high-rise building where there will be it might have traffic impacts.
Okay,
you understand? Those are the things I'm sure those in the physical planning put into consideration before they give approval.
Yeah, but isn't it possible if I want a high rise and I said, well, as I'm building this high rise, I'm also going to put in place a parking system for vehicles that are coming along?
Of course, you can do that. That means you have to do your environmental impact assessment and transport impact assessment. Once those two agencies, the Ministry of the Environment or Ministry of Transportation, give you go ahead, they will assess what you want to do. You assess your drawings and all other things, and if they feel you can situate the high-rise structure, of course they'll give you approval. All right, let's come to your direct responsibilities in Ikoyi this morning as district officers. What do you guys do there, town planner Akorah?
Yes, primarily the first basic assignment is the processing and issuance of planning permits. That is granting of building plan approvals as someone on the street will understand. We also undertake monitoring to ensure that buildings that are under construction do not contradict the zoning regulations and the planning permits that have been issued.
Okay. So those are your own responsibilities.
Yeah.
And you can approve one floor.
Yes, there are levels of concurrence. We call them level of concurrence in the authority. The district officer can approve developments below 2 floors.
Okay.
And then beyond that,
it goes to your superiors.
Yes.
All right. Engineer Aileru, Oluwagbenga, what's your own direct responsibility in Ikoyi?
In Ikoyi, daily we ensure safety and structural integrity of buildings. What do I mean by that? During construction, before construction, during construction, and post construction, and after the building must have been occupied, after occupancy, we ensure there is street safety compliance are adhered to. Aside that, when Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority gives development permit, renovation permit, remodeling permit, sometimes fence permit, and the rest. Once you obtain that, your duty is to come to Lagos State Building Control Agency for authorization to commence such construction.
Okay.
So you have to come to us to commence. We will look at your document because we have to be part of that construction from the starting till finishing. Aside that, when we do inspection and certification of various stages of your construction, from the substructure, superstructure till the finishing. So when we visit your site, we will be visiting routinely on your invitation. When we visit routinely on your invitation.
All right.
And when we come, we give sign-offs once we are satisfied with what you have put on ground, your reinforcement arrangement, your size of reinforcement, and other dimensions. Because we look at your drawing, it has to be in compliance with what was approved.
So let me find out from you. You monitor the environment, right? You go around to monitor buildings.
Too. We do enforcement of building regulations. We issue certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. Then once you are building beyond 3 floors, you must obtain insurance. That's all risk insurance that covers the building, the workmen, and third party. It's compulsory.
Let me find out from you. How many certificates of completion or fitness, or what do you call it now, have you been able to issue in the past 6 months, so to say? How many have you done?
We used severally. I don't have the figure yet, so let me just say I don't have the figure now.
Okay.
But presently, we are going out. We do routine audits of all buildings. We call it post-construction audits.
And what have you found so far? Are they complying? In Ikoyi, for instance, are they complying?
They are complying, but there hasn't been desirable compliance for certificate of completion and fitness for habitation.
What is needed?
You require your building permit. You require your sign-offs from us, because as at the time you were building, we're supposed to be part of your construction. We give you sign-off before you go to the next stage of your construction and other things. Then while they were giving you your building permit, it comes with a Form C, where all your professionals have to put their name and sign that they actually built that structure, they actually supervised the structure.
Okay. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning on the program, we are decentralizing building and planning permit approvals using Ikoyi district as a reference point. And I have with me in the studios this morning Town Planner Solomon Akorah. He is Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPPPA, and he's also the head of Ikoyi District Office. We also have Engineer Aileru Oluwagbenga Abdul Rafihi, who's also the Deputy Director with the LASBCA and the head of Ikoyi District Office. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, what is a planning permit? And of course, what other permits do LASPPPA issue in Ikoyi? And then we're finding out as well what other approvals will the LASBCA also grant for those of you in Ikoyi as well. And if you want to connect with us on the program, feel free. That will be on 091 5387 7127. That's 091 5387 7127. A brief break, we'll be back.
There Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estates and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe ni. Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is a program, and of course, I see my guests in the studios, and we're touching base with those of you within the Ikoyi corridor, and we're looking at things from a broader perspective. Getting back to the roads, Onabanjo is sending in some fingers, and it says the earlier reported breakdown at Igboilerin flyover that's on the service lane inwards Johnny Agbara has been towed off the road, so it's a much better drive right now. Thank you so much for sending that one in. From our live cameras in the studios, we can tell you, those of you within the Ikeja corridor, things are still looking pretty good at this time. Of course, Latif Jakonde Road, the movement there is also looking good. And those of you heading towards the island, approaching Alakbere, getting towards Yanawuru, still looking good, connecting with the bridge as well. The broken down man diesel truck loaded with iron rods. This is at... where is this now? Let me get... That's at... Okiodo. Yes, at Okiodo axis. That has been taken off. And so it's a much better drive for those of you navigating through that corridor. Let's get back to the conversation quickly. Town planner Akorah, let's talk about planning permits now. What are the types of planning permits, or the types of permits that you have within the Ikoyi district?
Okay. So, a planning permit is that... consent you have from the authority, a written consent from the authority to carry out your development, and you have a development permit,
okay,
which the layman on the street will call building plan approval.
Okay.
You also have a renovation permit. We also have fencing permit and demolition permit. And there's also another class of permit that is not very common. We call it revalidation permit. In a case where you have obtained a planning permit that has expired, you did not use it after 2 years, it becomes expired. So you have to revalidate that. That we call a revalidation permit. And it comes at a nominal fee of 25% of original cost of assessment.
All right. So what other permits do you have in Ikoyi that you issue? What other permits do you issue apart from the planning permit?
Oh, those I've just listed now.
Okay, yeah. That's renovation permit.
Yes, renovation permit, demolition permit, fencing permit, remodeling. Yes, remodeling is actually
under renovation.
It's actually a planning permit.
Okay.
When you go into remodeling, you have exceeded the conditions for renovation.
All right.
Yes, so it's no longer a renovation permit.
All right. 09153877127. You can connect with us on the program this morning. Engineer Aileru, what are the approvals that LASBCPPA would give for prospective builders?
LASBCA, we don't give approvals or permit, but we authorize commencement of construction.
Okay.
But if that means you need to go to Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority first to obtain all the requisite permits. Once you get all the document, all your permit, then you can now approach us, because we are in charge of physical development. And before you develop any development, you must obtain permit from the government. The government just started with that responsibility. Once you do that, you bring the permit to us, then we authorize the commencement, having checked all the document you have brought forward. And that's what we do. And aside that, our major job is to inspect each stage of your construction.
Okay.
We check the structure, we check your reinforcer, like I said earlier, your arrangement of reinforcement, size of reinforcement, the setback. We check the setbacks and the air spaces. So we check that till the finishing. And apart from that, apart from the structural elements, we look at the plumbing work, all mechanical fixtures and services within the building, all electrical services within the building, so that those are the things LASBCA look out for.
All right, there's a message here. It says, good morning, Engineer Aileru. I'm a woman building my first house. What's the most common mistakes applicants make? Tejumola from Ogudu is sending that one in. Thank you so much. Should I be to Engineer Aileru or perhaps?
Yes, I can.
Okay, go ahead.
I can. The first thing they make is not going to the right professionals, because if you want a stable and lasting building, you have to approach professionals. And who are those professionals in the build sectors? They're talking of the architects, the mechanical engineers, the electrical engineers, the builders, and the civil engineers. These are the people that will produce the document with which you use to build your structures. And which document am I talking about? I'm talking about your architectural drawing, your structural drawing, your mechanical drawing, your electrical drawings. These drawings have to be assessed by LASBCA. That's one of the things we do too. Right. Before they approve, they have to send the drawings to us. They have to send the drawings to us for us to assess.
All right, there's a message here. It says, good morning, Victor and the town planners. Please, if my application is rejected, is there any appeals process at the local office? Sheon Ibrahim is sending that one. And Sheon, thank you so much. All right, so for town planner Akorah, is there a way one can appeal?
Yes, there is. The first thing to do is to what is the ground of rejection? Once we know the ground of rejection, we can now advise on the steps to take to reapply.
Okay. All right. And really, what are things what would make you guys deny access to a planning permit?
If the application, the proposal conflicts with the provisions of the regulation or in the model city plan. For example, now, if someone is trying to build an industry in the residential area, that will be rejected or
altogether.
Yes. For example, now, if your proposal does not meet the adequate spaces and setbacks stipulated in the model city plan, it will also be rejected. Yes.
So what's happening? I mean, we have people that are converting their properties to, service apartments and all of that. What is that a contravention? If I do that, I mean, if I have a residential place, but I now want to convert it to a service apartment, for instance.
See,
is that a contradiction? Is that a contravention?
Under the broad classification, a service apartment is still also a residential use.
Okay.
So if it still meets the density stipulated for that zone, it's not a contravention
at all.
So
it's okay. Yeah. All right. So, Engineer Aileru, when you do your inspections, because I know these days developers want to maximize space. So you have a 3-bedroom flat. Some of them now want to convert it to a 5-bedroom kind of structure and that kind of thing. What are you guys doing to ensure that most of those convertibles are livable or perhaps inhabitable, as the case may be?
Before you do any conversion, because they have the approvable number of units for any development. So if you want to do any conversion, the first thing you do, as I earlier said, is you meet them at Lagos State Physical Planning Authority. It is their own permit that we work on. And before they obtain that permit, they send the drawings to us. Once it's falls within the unit they can approve, they send the drawings for us to screen. Once we screen and we observe that you have we discover that you have observed all the required building codes. Of course, we will screen and send back to them to grant that permit.
Right.
And once the permit is granted, they come back to us for authorization. Then we will monitor you till you finish your construction.
All right, this one says, good morning, Victor. For large developments, do approvals still require state level sign-offs, or is everything local now? Thanks. B is sending this one in. So for this kind of large developments, what is required? Town planner?
Yeah, I think he's talking about concurrence level now.
Okay.
For developments that are above 6 floors, it has to get to state level. Sorry, did I say 6 floors? I was trying to say 10 floors.
Okay, 10 floors, we have to get to state level.
Yes.
Requiring the input of perhaps the PS or the commissioner?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Let's begin to wrap this up now. So where are your offices located? Town planner Akorah, where is the office located in Ikoyi?
Yeah, our office is located within the premises of the area office of the Ikoyi Obalende Local Government Council. It's on Obada Road off Kefi Street.
Right.
It's a road sandwich between the mobile police barracks and the Dodon barracks.
Right. So anytime you get there Mondays to Fridays,
yes,
people can get their services, their requests.
Yes, there's always an officer
that will be there to respond.
Yes.
All right. And what about engineer Oluwagbenga?
The good thing is we are both accommodated in the same building. So once you get to LASPPPA office at Ikoyi,
you can also get things.
We're just beside ourselves. So
right.
The one-stop shop.
Let's begin to round this off right now. So what's your message to our people as we round off? And as it relates to building right, town planner Akorah, what's your message?
Yes. Since we already have a high level of voluntary compliance on Ikoyi, yeah, I just advise the residents of Ikoyi to maintain the trajectory.
Okay, yes, so that things can continue to improve, right?
Yes.
And for engineer Abdul Rafihi, what's your message?
Yeah, thank you. I think what we enjoin people to do or advise people to do is to approach us for certificate of completion and fitness for habitation, because now we are going out for post-construction audit. Because if you don't get that certificate, your building is assumed not to be structurally okay.
Okay.
You understand? So it is important that you approach Lagos State Building Control for the certificate. And we have been doing that. We have been going out routinely for that, and we want to tell people that if you don't obtain, we advise people that buy apartment and people that rent not to rent a building without certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. So those are the things we'll do.
All right, then we'll leave it at that for now. It's nice having both of you in the studios. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
All right, so I've been speaking with my guests from LASPPPA and LASBCA. All right, I've hosted Town Planner Solomon Akorah, who is Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. He's the head of the LASPPPA District Office in Ikoyi. Engineer Aileru Oluwagbenga Abdul Rafihi is also Deputy Director with LASBCA, that's the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and he heads LASBCA's District Office in Ikoyi. We have to go. The program has been produced as usual by Mike James. He's been doing that regularly. Maximum shout out going out to Akinsonya Adetola, who is Chief Public Affairs Officer for the ministry. Same for of course Ademuyiwa Adu, who is the Public Affairs Officer for LASBCA. In the studios this morning, Omolade Adeniyi, Odinaka Simon, and Favor Nweze. Maximum shout out going out to Remy Aluko and Okpayemi Shodunke, both of them of our social media unit. Our executive producer is Tayo Akole. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a splendid day. Bye.